Hey, what's guys, me David back with another video, and today I'm doing a long-term review of the MX Master 1 from Logitech. This is a 5-year-old product and I've been using it myself for 3 years. So when I first bought it, it was already 2 years old and the MX Master 2 had already come out, but this was on pretty big discount, so I bought this instead. I'm going to be talking about how well this has held up over the years and whether I would recommend you getting it now. Right now you can get it for about $70 on Amazon, so it's not a bad buy, but I'll tell you why you probably shouldn't get it at this point. You guys that are not familiar with the Logitech MX Master, the MX Master lineup is Logitech's highest end productivity focused mouse. It is the peak in terms of quality, in terms of design. These guys build these things like they're building a Ferrari. They have wooden models that they carve. It's the real deal. This is their highest end, most premium mouse that Logitech offers in their productivity line. There's other styles of mouses, but all of them are within the MX Master series. And the MX Master 1 is the first and most traditional of those. Continuations of the MX Master 1 have come out in the form of the 2 and the 3. There are others like the MX Ergo and stuff like that, but they're all part of the Master lineup. And so the MX Master 1, the great thing about it is, like all the other MX Masters, it's super high quality, it has really good texture, the batteries in it are top notch. So you're not going to be skimping out on anything from that perspective. In terms of the outside plastic, you got a nice rubberized finish. It's not too rubbery, but it's not too plasticky. It's just enough that it feels really premium and really nice. It's very fingerprint resistant, but it's not very resistant to oil. So over time, the oil buildup will remove some of that rubberish texture. The side panel of the mouse has a geometric pattern on it, and it's rather nice. It's a very unique design, and it adds for some cool texture, and it helped me a lot when I was trying to make this video because it adds a point of focus. In terms of the buttons, there's quite a lot of buttons on here. Not as many as some gaming mouses, but quite a lot considering it's a productivity mouse. I think the two most prominent ones are the scroll bars. There's a vertical and a horizontal scroll bar. This one is very high quality. It's made of metal. It has a nice solid feel to it. The tactile feedback is on point. But the really cool feature about the vertical scroll bar on the MX Master is if you give it a big flick, it automatically transitions into its free-flying wheel mode. And what that does is it makes it so that there's no resistance on the scroll bar, and you can go down like multi-page documents really quickly, really easily. This is very useful, and it seems like a small feature, but it's one of those things that grows on you. And for me personally, using another mouse, the main problem I have with it is this scroll bar. This is like the key thing that's kept me staying on the MX Master. The horizontal scroll bar is more of a productivity focused thing. If you have really wide spreadsheets, or if you're going through a video timeline, it's really easy to just use the horizontal scroll bar. Just move your thumb. You don't have to move your entire hand over and scroll through that. So it's a tiny little convenience. It's not bad. You know, it has a nice solid feel. It's completely free. It doesn't have any of those tactile ridge feelings to it. In terms of the other buttons, there's the left and right button. Again, really good buttons. Clicking is nice. It's stayed nice. It's very clicky. I don't know how else to explain it. It's very nice and clicky. There's 3 more buttons after that. There's a front and back button. What that does is it loads or reloads a page. So it goes like, if you're in Chrome, you can go back a page or forward a page using these buttons. They're very convenient. Again, they're like the horizontal scroll bar. It kind of grows on you. It's not essential, but it kind of grows on you. The other button I rarely use. It's the one actually on the thumb pad rest type of thing. And so what that one does is it allows you to switch windows. I find this to be not very useful because Alt-Tab for me is a lot quicker to do than the 2-click on a mouse. For me, like, I don't really use it. The good thing about this is you can change the buttons to whatever you want. So if you want your left click to be your right click, you can program that using their app on Windows. I believe it's also on Mac. So you can actually reprogram all of the buttons. So if you don't like the button layout, you can just switch it to something else. For the connectivity, there is the standard USB type of plug that you can use, but there's also Bluetooth. You can have 3 different devices connected via Bluetooth, and you just click the connect button on the back to either connect a new device or switch between different devices. It's very quick, it's very efficient. I really like it. It's when you have multiple devices on you, it's very nice to switch between multiple devices. For me right now, I'm using just one device, but back when I had more than one device because I was borrowing my dad's, it made it a lot easier to switch between multiple things without having 2 different mouses. So that's a massive plus for me. So I think the defining feature of the MX Master is the ergonomics, and I think the only mouse that's more ergonomic than this one is the MX Master Ergo. That one is, as the name suggests, it's dedicated ergonomic mouse. It is raised, it's a vertical mouse. So it's a bit different for a standard normal mouse. This is the most ergonomic one that I've ever used, and I think this is one of the most ergonomic mouses that is in existence. It's very full. It's not like a lot of gaming mouses where it's ergonomic, but it's very thin. So your thumb, well, your palm is kind of lifted above it. With the MX Master, it's a very thick mouse, and so you can just, your palm is touching the mouse at all times. Of course, if you have really long fingers, that's not going to be the case. But again, this is the most ergonomic mouse out there. There's a finger rest for your thumb. That's a game changer. If you haven't had a mouse with a finger rest for the thumb, the MX Master has a really big one. So this is a really nice mouse, and the ergonomics are fantastic. Now in terms of value, $67, so it's not a cheap mouse, and considering it's for 2015, I would not be able to recommend it with a sound conscious. There's new MX Masters out there. There's other mouses that have a somewhat comparable feature set to this one right here. Especially looking for, if you want multiple buttons, going for a gaming mouse is better. I believe Corsair has one that has like 15 different buttons on it. So if you want a lot of buttons, go for a gaming mouse. $70, it's too expensive for something that's 5 years old. If you can find it new, it might be worth it. But if you really want the MX Master line, I would pony up and buy the 2 or the 3. Probably 3 is a better choice. And so, yeah, I just can't recommend this right now, but I still think that this has held up tremendously well through the test of time. I still think it's one of the best mice on the planet, especially considering what Apple's offering right now. The little magic mouse, I mean, that one's not good at all. Thank you guys for watching, see you in the next one, and goodbye.